Hey everybody, so welcome to the week of integration. This is the final week in Mindfulness Month, so thank you for being with us, and I hope you've been enjoying these videos if you've watched any of them. So today though, we're going to kind of talk about what integration of mindfulness into your daily life means. The thing about mindfulness, right, you automatically think meditation, which is a huge part of mindfulness, but meditation is like practice for bringing mindfulness into your life. Mindfulness is about being mindful in as much of your life as you can. No one's going to be mindful and in the present moment 100% of the time, but it's really about bringing it all together, and so we can stay aware and present and cognizant of what we're doing, and that helps us a great deal. We've discussed this quite a bit, but it helps a great deal in life if you are aware of what's going on in the moment. So when we do this, we're creating more moments of peace, right? So there's meditation and you sit there and, you keep bringing your mind back to the breath, or you're doing whatever you're doing. But then you get up and you walk about. I actually was just talking about this with a friend of mine, who likes our mindful Monday morning meditations. So we were discussing how, she sits down, she does that, and then gets up, and then it can kind of go from there. You go into your busy day and you get all hectic. Well, the point is that in meditation, you're practicing being mindful so that you can be mindful during the day. So if you bring, like the meditation Lauren did this morning, you bring mindfulness. You start with the meditation is great, but then during the day, remember to give yourself moments of mindfulness, so that you're present, and this will help you stay grounded, and be less reactive to any stresses in life, so you can be calm and centered even in the midst of chaos. Looking at my notes. So what's easier is to kind of build your way up. If you're integrating it in mindfulness into everyday life, you start with like the small moments. You don't have to start when the ideal is you get to the point where big things are happening and you're centered, you're grounded, and you're mindful, you're in your body. But that starts with doing small things, getting into the habit. And the key there is consistency, right? Like I just said, it's a habit. Looking at my notes. So there's a lot of research that goes into that talks about how when you integrate mindfulness in your day-to-day life, you experience, as we were talking about last week, greater emotional stability, better stress management, a better sense, like a heightened sense of well-being. And as you create habits around this, you can bring it into your daily routine. And we're going to talk about how you can do this. You can bring it into everything from like really mundane tasks to conversations, into your workday. And that's this week we're going to be talking about how you can bring mindfulness into these areas of life. It's very simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. You just got to remember to do it. In what we want, the goal is to make this a lifestyle change, right? To become mindful, more and more mindful every day, and that's just going to make life better. And I get it. Sometimes you don't want to be mindful. I get it. I do. Like, I don't want to be here. I want to be somewhere else. I'm going to think about somewhere else. Not a good thing, though. Not always, at least. It does make me happy, and it motivates me to keep going and do what I need to do to get to the future. But also, it not only makes you miss the moments that are happening right now, but I don't know about you. I'll give you an example. So a lot of times I'll have a conversation with somebody, and later on I have that, like, oh shit, I should have said that. I should have said this, or I could have said this, or this would have been better to say. And then I start rehearsing in my head as though the moment were going to happen again. No. I'm not guaranteeing that you will think of everything that you want to say in the moment, but if you were there, paying attention, centered, grounded in your body, And instead of being elsewhere and kind of, I don't know about you, I get hectic, I get frenetic, and I don't focus and speak from a place of confidence, or really even, I get nervous. And flustered, and I just start trying to say something that makes sense. But when I'm mindful, I can instead react, take a moment and think about what I want to say. Like, that comes in, I can process it because I'm being mindful, and I can kind of understand and know what I want my response to be, as opposed to just trying to answer the question. So I've had several situations in the recent past where I was like, why didn't I say that? Or why, I can't believe I didn't say this. Or like, I could have handled that this way. And I think that if I had been in the moment, I would have been able to at least handle it in the way that I would have liked to handle it. Maybe not thought of everything that I wanted to say, but been more on target, you know what I mean? And I think that comes with being mindful. And it's hard. It can be hard because sometimes I go out there and I'm like, I want this to be happening. I want that to be happening. I don't want this to be happening. And that has to do with preferences. And that's kind of some stuff that we'll talk about next month. So anyway, this week we're going to be talking about integrating mindfulness into your everyday life and the ways that you can do this. Very simple, very powerful. But let's take that, and if you can today, a little action item you can do is kind of take mindfulness into small moments in the day. When you just notice being present during routine activities. And if you want, you can comment in wherever the comment box is, and let us know how that goes for you. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. And we're going to be talking more about mindfulness this week, or integrating it into our everyday lives. And I'd love to hear your experience with it. And I'm just going to remind you, even if like later on you have a conversation, and then later on you're like, oh, I should have said that. I should have done this. You can always choose to have a grateful day.